tips and tricks. So let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, rock on. And I'm going to do my best to keep my eye on the chat. So if you guys have any questions throughout any of this, feel free to ask. We'll answer some questions at the end if you guys have any questions to go through. But basic itinerary for today, we're going to be talking a little bit about like what it looks like to discover your target audience and how to do that, how to efficiently plan your content. We're going to talk about what do you post and where. We're going to talk about utilizing all of Instagram's features that they offer for you guys, tips on creating some pretty content, and then authenticity on social media. And then after that, we'll go into Q&A and stuff. So first, I want to bring up my sweet friend, Lauren. She is going to talk to you guys a little bit about finding your target audience.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay, let me move this around. Okay, hi. I'm Lauren. My husband and I literally just got watching WandaVision, so sorry if I'm like a little, whatever, we're here. As it says, I am at Raising the O'Kanes on Instagram if you don't follow me over there. I'm 25. I have 3 little boys. My husband is military. We're currently stationed near Savannah, Georgia. And my goal is really just to help women grow their community, confidence, create freedom for themselves and their family, and all the things in between that. I've been an influencer for about 2 years. I've worked with small shops, partner with brands, and then last year I launched my own business through social media. So I've kind of had my hands in a little bit of everything having to do with the whole social media thing, which is why I'm here to talk to you today and how to find your people and connect with them and things like that. So, okay, so some questions to ask yourself if you are thinking about doing this thing. Who do you want to be connecting with? What do you look for in your people? So think of like your favorite influencers that you follow. What makes you continue to follow them? What makes you want to interact with their stuff? When you think about your people, how do you want to show up for them? What value do you want to provide? And then how will you attract them? Are 5 like really important questions to keep in mind when you're thinking about what content you're going to be putting out there. So if you want to write those down or just like take a picture of them and then you can write them down later. Yeah, Instagram is not about going viral. So I actually heard this from one of my friends. Her name is Jackie Richards, I believe her last name is. I know her as Jackie Tax Life on Instagram. Some of you guys may know her. She's really amazing. But that's not what it's about. I feel like people are always chasing like going viral or getting the most views or the most likes or the whatever. And at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about providing value to people to build connection. People want to feel like they're getting something when they visit your page. And that might be something as small as like just entertainment. Like that might be purely what they come to your page for if that's what you decide to go for. But at the end of the day, people want to feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Give them something. They want to feel like they can come to you and you're going to solve a problem for them. Does that make sense? How to make Instagram less time consuming, finding your target audience. So this was a big issue for me when I first started. Like I said, I have 3 little boys at home. And when I first started, I felt like I was just sucked in to my phone, right? Like I could not put it down. I was always trying to keep up with like what was happening and all the things. It just became very overwhelming. And then I started to realize that I wasn't being present as a stay-at-home mom, which was the whole point of me being a stay-at-home mom, is to be present in those moments and not miss those things with my kids. And I felt like I was still missing them. So to solve that problem, I had to figure out what did I want to do with this, right? Who did I kind of want to be in the Instagram world? What did I want to provide? And then that was it. It wasn't about, it didn't suck all of my time. I wasn't worried about everybody else because I was doing my own thing and people could come to me for what I was providing. And that was it. It made it so simple. If you're struggling with feeling like, it's just like, there's just too much going on and like, you can't keep up, we're gonna fix that, right? We're gonna help you narrow it down. You're gonna figure out what problem you're gonna solve for people. And then that in turn is gonna solve your problem of feeling like it's just too much for you. Okay, so how we're gonna do that? Connecting and starting relationships. Not talking about follow trains, giveaway loops. If you guys are anything like me, I see those and I'm like, bleh, like vomit. I do not want to be a part of it. It just feels disingenuous to me when I see follow train. Like, have I met some really great accounts through that stuff? Absolutely. Do I think that it's a genuine, authentic way to attract people? Not at all. That's not how you're going to find your people. Oh, what? Hold. I'm not doing this. Emily's doing this. So hold on. So when you connect with, so going back to finding your people, what makes you follow the people that you follow. So you're going to want to find people that you like, that you can connect with. You guys are kind of the same thing, right? Whether it be motherhood, or a lot of the things I talk about are going to be motherhood related, just because that's my life. I'm a mom to like 3 young kids, but it could be whatever. It could be motherhood, travel, college, whatever you want it to be. And then find those people, connect with those people. And then, right, it's just in our nature through social media to tag people in our stories and, right, be like, my friend at Miss Emily Leslie told me about this, right? And then people will find them, and like people are going to authentically find you that way as you make real friends in this space. Following hashtags is also a really great way if you're looking, right, for like toddler moms, boy moms, twin moms, right? My friend Emily, she's on here, she's a twin mom, fit moms or whatever, right? College students or whatever it is. Hashtags can be really great to find your community. I would say target, if you're like brand new, I would say target, what do they call them? Like micro influencers, right? Also people around like the same follower account as you, right? I wouldn't reach out to somebody with like 150,000 followers because they're not going to know who I am. We could be best friends in real life, but in like the internet world, that's just not a thing. So yeah, nano influencer, sure. So look for people around your same follower account and with the same niche, right? Sharing similar things as you. You guys can kind of get inspiration from each other and things like that. Think like your audience is the next thing. Again, what do you see from your influencers that you like? Recreate that in your own way. Again, Jackie Richards had this conversation with Emily. I could have the same, right? Emily and I could have the same niche, right? We're moms, whatever, small shops, all the things. But we are not going to say the same thing the same way. We could share the same shops, we could share the same recipes, whatever, but people are going to follow me for me, and they're going to follow Emily for Emily. So don't be afraid like, oh, that's oversaturated, or oh, there's too many people doing that already, because nobody is you. And that is the beauty of social media, is that people follow you because of who you are and how you say things, or your aesthetic, or maybe they know you outside of Instagram or whatever it is. Everybody has something to say in their own way. So don't let anything intimidate you as far as that. Think like your audience, recreate what you like in your own way. Always, obviously, be authentic, show up as yourself. Don't worry about what people have to say. People are going to talk anyway. People are going to talk either way, right? Whether you're sharing your life, whether you're not sharing your life, whatever it is, people are going to have something to say. What's the saying? Nobody who's doing more than you is going to be talking bad about you, but the people who are doing less than you, they are, right? Just let them hate. And that's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm an Enneagram 8, so I'm just like, that. It doesn't bother me. But when you start making true connection with your target audience, right, that's going to come through being yourself. And I have met some of the best people through social media, and I wouldn't have met my people if I wasn't being myself. That makes sense, right? You don't want to try being somebody else because you're not going to find your target audience. That's just, does that make sense, right? If you're not being yourself, you're not going to find your people. So think like that. Be yourself, right? Messy action. If you guys haven't heard that before, messy action is better than no action. I say it all the time, right? I have tried, right? One of my friends, her name's Allison. Her stories are they're just most aesthetic things. She's like sitting in front of the sun and she's talking and it's beautiful. And it's like, I wish I could do that. I really do. But 99% of the time, my children are screaming in the background of my stories, like wrestling with each other. And that's my life. But people can relate to that part of me. And there's some people out there that can relate to that part of Allison, right? She doesn't have kids and she's just beautiful and in the sun and perfect. And it's like some people really enjoy and love that. And then there's people like me in my stage of life who have wild toddlers and they're like, I can get down with that bitch because she's got a lot going on that I got going on. So be yourself. You're going to find your people that way. And then I think some of my girls are going to talk about kind of how to take that target audience and provide value to them.
Okay, hello everyone. My name's Maggie. I'm super excited for this, but I'm also really nervous. When I get nervous, I talk really fast. So I'm gonna try and slow down a little bit. But I am 26 years old and I've lived in Austin my whole life. I'm still here in North Austin. I'm a dog mama. He's around here somewhere. Plant mama. I have like 50, maybe less because of the freeze, but somewhere around there. And then I have a pet crawfish, which is kind of cool. Learning all about him. And then I strive to provide relatable content and valuable content and inspire others to do the same. And I've completely come out of my shell, all thanks to social media. And that's how I'm providing all of this content. I always knew that social media was a huge passion of mine. I went to school for public relations, but when I got out, I started working in email marketing and I don't even touch social. So this is kind of my creative outlet through social media. And 2 years ago, I did partner with a luxury beauty brand, and I was finally given the chance to shine on social media. So I'm going to talk about how to create that content that can get you interacting with like your ideal BFF or ideal client, business partner, all the above. So the first thing I want to talk about is your pillars, which are basically like categories of content that you can provide information on. And ideally, you want to stick between 3 and 9 pillars. When you open up your Instagram, you will see that there's 3 on the top row, but then you scroll down and you'll be able to see all 9. That kind of gives you a range of how many you should have, and just like start small and grow as you're comfortable. Yeah, and like I said, it just can depend on like who you talk to, what you're trying to provide. I started with 5 and I'm slowly adding like 1 or 2 at a time. But I talk about plants. Like I said, I have a bunch of plants. I share tips and tricks on plants and how to take care of them, what they like, if you can kill them, if I've killed them, anything like that. I talk about my dog a lot. I'm with him all day long because I work from home. So I share a bunch of dog tips and like cute pictures of him. This is where I get a lot of people engaging on my post because I ask questions about their dogs and what they're doing with their dogs, if their dogs have friends and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, I am partnered with a luxury beauty brand, so I'm going to share beauty tips anywhere from like how I fill in my eyebrows. Somebody asked about that, what my morning skincare routine is, how I take care of my hair, and basically anything really. And then cooking, I'm always cooking, so I'm sharing recipes. I'm going to be sharing one later tonight. And I get my audience engaged that way too, asking them what type of recipes they want to see from me. And that's really like a super popular category of mine. But you want to be catering to your target audience to attract the right people to your page. And let me see if I missed anything. I have like the PowerPoint and then my notes, and I'm blind, so excuse me. Okay, so I just added taking care of the environment as another one of my pillars, which is something I feel like it's kind of an untouched market. I am going over like different ways to recycle. Like I wear contacts and there's a proper way to recycle them. And a lot of people didn't know that. And I'm just trying to do what I can to expand my network and meet others around me that probably have the same interests. So like I said, narrow it down. You want to have basically your 5 pillars, and then anything else you can add into your highlights and use that to highlight other parts of your life that people might find interesting. Yes, Emily, you can recycle contacts. I have a link in my bio actually, and it's once I get to publishing my blog, it will be one of my blog posts. So that's something to look forward to. So this is going to help narrow down who follows your content or who follows you, and your content should be attracting, like I said, your dream best friend, your dream customer, coworker, all of the above. I take one day to plan my content, and I just use like lined paper, and I write it like 1 through 30, 1 through 31, whatever. And I go through my pillars. Well, first, let me start over. We create the 1 through 31. And then I go back through and I have like, I pull up like a regular calendar, or I have my regular calendar that's going to have like the holidays that everybody knows, the global holidays. And you're going to write those in first. Then go to your BFF Google and look up like a social media marketing calendar, something fun. You want to see what fun days are out there that you can relate to the content that you can provide. Like there was one that was National Sticker Day, and I was like, ooh, I can share the VIP stickers that I use. That would be a super fun piece of content. So just find things like that, like National Puppy Day or National, I don't know, have a date with your dog day, and I can show a picture of text, something like that, that you're like, you can use these hashtags and you can create this content based off of something that's already existing in the world, and others will be doing the same. Then go back in and fill in your pillars within the other empty days. So I go like plants, cooking, text, money, whatever else I'm doing with my life down through my pillars, and I just repeat them over and over again. And then once I have that laid out, then I go back and I'm like, okay, I said plants. So what are my new plans? What do I want to share about? And I like write what I want to do about that. Then I'm like, okay, Tex, he looks super cute when he's napping in the sun. Let's put a picture of him there. And then I'm like, okay, cooking. I made this recipe and people really enjoy it. And I just do that all the way through. Let's see. You want to show people things that are going to help them in the future, tips and tricks and things that you would find valuable, things that you'd be like, okay, this is cool. Let me screenshot or let me save this for later because I'm going to go back and look at it. Look for duplicatable content while you are looking on the internet or on Instagram, you know, in your free time, when you're scrolling and you see something, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, save it so you can go back and you can create something similar. Like Lauren was saying, in your own way. You're never going to do something the same way as somebody else. So create your own version of that super fun reel that you saw and just have fun with it. Like you're showcasing your life. And that kind of brings me to reels, which I'm just going to quickly touch on. They're a great example of like sharing relatable content and duplicatable content. So it's good to use trending audio and like make cute stuff, informational things, stuff that you do with your friends. There's like the this or that reel that's really fun. Things with your family, your dog, whoever you're around, get them involved in your social media, show your life, show what, like who you are behind this screen. And just like have fun with it. Like I said, show how you run your business. I think a funny example is like the Full House one where it's like, hey, like, oh, this is the content creator. Oh, and this is a social media marketer. Like, those are just super fun things that people would probably have a laugh at and enjoy because I think they're funny. If you think they're funny, somebody else is probably going to think they're funny. And just save them. Go back and save them to your Instagram so you can look at them and have them somewhere. Don't just think about it in your mind, write it down, put it on a sticky note. If you're anything like me, if I don't write it down, I will forget it. So the next thing I want to talk about is once you have like all that figured out and you've planned out your calendar, you have it written out, you know what you want to do, then you need to start content batching. So I like to dedicate one day a week, like 2 to 3 days per month, where you are taking your time. You want like a big chunk of time, a few hours to go through your existing photos, existing content that you've had like from the past, and find anything that you can relate to your pillars that you could plug back into that social media calendar that you created for yourself. Because you don't want to waste your time like taking a new picture when you already have something you could have used in its place. Time is valuable and you want to use it to your best advantage. Then do your makeup, get ready, look cute. If you're feeling good, if you're looking good, you're going to feel good. You know, like walk past the mirror and you're like, ooh, okay, go film that reel, girl. Like get it, like just feel good about yourself. And then plan a few outfits, like I said. So you have like a few outfits per content day that you're using. And then take pictures. Go back through your social media calendar that you created for yourself and take pictures wherever you can, in your room, in your house, outside. Use them and save them. Maybe you can't use them this content that you create, this content calendar, but maybe the next one you can. And then make sure that you're like always taking pictures wherever you're at. If you're with your friends, take pictures, because you never know when a random one of those little social media holidays is going to pop up and you're like, oh, I could really use this picture with my homegirl. So just always be taking pictures, be creating your content for yourself so you have it on your phone. So when you are creating this content calendar, you can use it and you're not like, oh, I need to post on social media. What am I supposed to post? Take your products with you. If you're selling products, take them anywhere you go. I like to take mine to the park, to the pool, if I go on vacation, and take like your own product pictures. That way you have them as well. And then make sure you're in good lighting. When the sun comes through the window and it creates that shadow, it's a beautiful moment to take some pictures. It only happens every now and then. So if it's one of your days where you're dressed and you're ready, take full advantage and take all your pics. But I think that that's all that I have for y'all today. And Mariah is going to give you some tips on how to take good pictures. And Emily has a bunch of information as well. But yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of what we have for you.
I love that. Yes. Okay. So like figuring out my target audience and learning how to actually content plan has completely changed my Instagram, the engagement I get, my business too, like everything attached to all of that. It's completely changed it. And it just takes a little bit of consistency. And honestly, like the little bit of time you spend doing those two things completely changes the trajectory of your Instagram, and it makes everything so much easier. So for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Emily. My Instagram handle is right there. I'm 24. Wow, I'm 25, about to be 26. Is this what getting old feels like? It's like the closer you creep to 30, the more you just start forgetting your age. I'm just like somewhere up there. I know I'm not 30 though, okay? So I'm a mom of 3 toddlers. I live in Austin, Texas. My passion is helping women feel confident about themselves in their authentic selves while finding their true purpose, whatever that looks like. So I've actually built an online business all through social media, primarily Instagram. For the past 3 years, I've actually also partnered with a luxury beauty brand, and I've built a business that way. And now I mentor hundreds of women to do the exact same thing. So social media is my jam. In fact, if you go to my social media, you'll see like that's the primary focus on there is like helping people figure out social media so it's not so confusing. And so you figure out how to get the engagement you're looking for. So what I want to talk with you guys today is all the different features that Instagram offers and when to use them, how often should I be using them, why should I use them in the first place, what are they for? We're going to talk about it. But I have to tell you that if Instagram is offering you some sort of a feature, they're doing it for a reason and they want you to use it. So for example, I know they just came out on Instagram Live. You can have 4 people on the live now. If you're not utilizing that, you're missing out on a huge thing. Because I promise you, if you use Instagram's new features, they're going to boost your stuff like crazy. So let's talk about how to use those. So number 1, my personal favorite is Instagram stories. The best way to use these is to build engagement with your audience. This is the best place that you're going to build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. So go on there, show your face, show the behind the scenes of your life. I know that both Lauren and Maggie kind of talked a little bit about brand pillars. You know, this is going to be a little bit more outside of that. This is going to be all the extra stuff. So obviously you're going to still want to talk about your brand pillars, but throw in all the extra things. Like maybe like for me, my brand, everything that I am is social media and social media tips and social selling. So anything outside of that, like if I find a good recipe that I'm really loving, I'm going to share it in my stories. That's where I'm going to share it. It doesn't deserve a like full-time place on my feed because it's just kind of, it's not serving my audience, but it can still be helpful for somebody. And it's still something fun to talk about. It gives me a way to connect with my audience. So your stories is going to be your place where you build that connection. The second one is Reels. Everybody's new favorite thing. And to be honest, I totally didn't think it was going to be that cool whenever it first came out because of TikTok, and TikTok was already so big. And I was like, there's no way people are going to love it here. Well, surprise. It's a really big deal. And if you're not on it, you need to get on it like yesterday. So Reels is, I like to call it the perfect spot for edutainment. It's a place where you can educate somebody while also making them laugh uncontrollably. The content that you want to post on Reels is going to be more of like that quick shareable content. So we know it's 15 to 30 seconds long. So that's not a very long time to talk about anything, but it's a great time to deliver 3 quick tips to whatever, or 5 ways that I style a plain white t-shirt, or like there's so many different ways that you can make that super quick content on there. And like, I don't remember who it was that said it. I think it was Maggie that said it. Use trending sounds whenever you're doing that too, because that'll like boost it up and more people are going to see it that way. Okay, the third thing is a regular post, just a regular post that sits on your feed. This is going to be something that you actually want to have a permanent spot on your feed. When somebody comes to your Instagram and they're scrolling through, would you want them to see this on there? Does this match your brand? And Mariah's going to go into a little bit about, you know, some questions that you need to ask before making a post or showing up on your social media. Ask yourself those questions and, you know, does it match what you want on your feed? Now, this is a great place I find to deliver inspiration to people. So if I'm wanting to make like so your Instagram should always be doing one of 3 things. You should always be educating, entertaining, or inspiring somebody. So a regular post on your feed, just one picture with a caption, in my mind is the greatest way to add that inspiration. You can get inspiration across really well in your stories as well, and sometimes even in Reels, but I feel like a regular post is the best way to do it. It's also a good way for people to get to know you. So, you know, 5 quick facts about me, or, you know, let's play 2 truths and a lie, or like something like that, something for your people to get to know you. The next one is the carousel. And a lot of people forget that this is even an option. They forget it's even a feature, really. This is a post that is on your feed with multiple posts, so people have to swipe through. Now, this is a giant game changer that people are missing out on. And I'm going to tell you why. It's a great way for you to educate people, right? It's a great way for you to, maybe you want to do like a photo dump or something. But the benefit on this is Instagram wants to show you content from people that you spend the most time on. So if you have a carousel, for example, and somebody's having to sit there and scroll through pictures, that means they're spending more time on your content, which means Instagram's going to show them your content even more. So utilizing those and making people stay on your stuff longer, while also making sure that you're actually providing value in that carousel in some way, shape, or form, is going to get your stuff on more eyes. And then it'll be like, oh, people are actually liking their stuff. Let's show it to more people, right? So the carousel, extremely underrated. Definitely utilize it. It's a great place for providing value and giving different, I don't know, like if you want to post, if you're a fashion blogger, for example, posting about, you know, several different outfits that you wore or something like that. I don't know. Number 5, the IGTV. IGTVs are best for more long form education. So what I suggest doing to this, if you're somebody who like has a blog, talking about exactly what your blog says in an IGTV. It's a great way to use one piece of content across a bunch of different platforms, which eventually we'll talk about like how to take one piece of content and use it across every single platform. I'm actually going to be making a post on that here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that if you follow me. But it's best for that long form education. So something that you're really knowledgeable about, that you really want to talk about, or maybe if you are doing tutorials on something, it's great for those longer tutorials that just won't fit in a reel, because an IGTV just has to be longer than a minute. So even if it's only like 2 minutes or 3 minutes long, it can still be an IGTV. Don't think it has to be a 10, 30 minute, 45 minute thing. Okay, it doesn't have to. Or if you're not like a YouTube kind of person, or maybe you want to keep that content on YouTube and on your Instagram, it's great to post a vlog. So if you are like a vlogger, or if that applies to you at all, you can use IGTV for that as well. And then the last one is going to be Instagram Lives. Now, Instagram Lives, obviously you can save them as an IGTV if you want. So these two kind of go hand in hand. When I was talking about IGTVs, I mean more of like if you're just going to randomly upload something and not save it from an Instagram Live. Now, Instagram Lives are great for creating engagement with your audience. I personally like to use these for more like Q&As and stuff, just to answer like questions that people have about whatever it is I'm doing or anything that I've talked about recently, or maybe to expand on a post that I made recently. So Instagram Lives are great. And like I mentioned earlier, they just came out with the new 4 people to a live thing. So utilize that. Now, Instagram recently came out with what they ideally want you to post in a week. And I'm going to be completely honest, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Now, I left out IGTVs on here and lives, and that's okay. So just take this with a grain of salt and do what you can. Okay. Ideally, they want you to make a post every single day. Actually, it's 3 posts every single day on your feed. They want you to post at least 1 reel every single day throughout the week. And they want you to post at least 10 stories on your feed every single day. And then I think it was like 3 IGTVs a week or something like that. So it's a lot, right? So I'll tell you how I break it down for myself. My goal every single week is just to post something every single day, right? So my goal is 3 regular feed posts a week, 3 reels a week, and then 10 stories every single day. And then if I get to it, I'm not really big on IGTV or IG Lives, to be honest. I need to get better about that. I know that. But my goal is at least 1 a week over time. So, don't feel like you have to do all the things 24/7. That's a lot of content to be pushing out there. So, if you're not coming up with that many ideas 24/7, don't feel like you have to do that. Okay. Bring it back down to whatever you can handle, but like still do as much as you can. So ideally I would say a post on your feed or your reels or whatever every single day of the week is ideal. And then 10 stories a day. I feel like that's necessary too. All right, I'm going to pass it on to my sweet friend Mariah. She's going to talk to you a little bit about authenticity and then a few other quick tips about content.
Hello. I'm Mariah, and I am a full-time, can you guys hear me okay, or is it echoey? Perfect. I'm a full-time mom, and I also have a full-time job at a dental office. I do their treatment coordination, and I love networking in any way that I can. And honestly, like, women empowerment, like, makes my soul happy. And if I could find a way to make someone more confident about themselves, like, that fills my cup. So I have built an entire customer base. I also am partnered with a luxury beauty brand. I have been for 2.5 years now, and I have built my entire customer base through social media. And I didn't think it was possible, but I had the right mentors and the right mindset to keep me going to build my customer base. So that is a little bit about me. And I am going to be talking about, well, first I want to do quick content tips. Okay, so these are just like quick little things to help your post or your story just look better. Okay, so first is breaking up your captions on a feed post. Okay, so there are apps to do this. For some reason, Instagram doesn't actually let you break or indent things on its own. So there are apps to do that, i.e. Plan. I only use Plan to break up my captions. I'm sure some girls know other ones. They can throw them in the comments, but breaking up captions is key because you want people to see the distinction and you want people to see the statement that you're making. If it's all blob together, then it's not going to be, one, aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and people are going to be very overwhelmed by it and be like, what is this blob? And just skip over it. Okay, so okay, there you go. So line break, yeah, there's tons. So make sure that you're breaking up your, I think you went to the next page, Em. I mean, that's okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, breaking up your captions, key. Use a ring light when you don't have natural light. First off, natural light is always preferred. Like, my lights in here are a little bit better than my old place, but some of the fluorescent lights kind of tend to give like an orangey effect on your lighting, and it doesn't look good. Okay, so use as much natural light as you can. And what I mean by that is literally take your iPhone or your camera or whatever you use and put it in front of the window. You're not standing behind the window, you're standing in front of the window and you're taking the picture. Like, that is natural light and we love it. It looks good. We want to see the natural you. We don't want to see orange Oompa Loompa you. Okay, like me, because I used too much self tanner today. Okay, but I have a ring light, so it makes it look better. If you don't have natural light, you need to make sure that you have a ring light of some sort to get rid of the orangey, not good lighting. Okay, so using reels, we've already talked about this. They're fun. They people get to know the real you when you do reels. They can be educational. They can be funny, like Maggie was saying. I know Maggie and I did a this or that one. Emily and I did one too, and they're so fun. Okay, so use reels as an engagement. Use reels to let people know your personality. They're so fun, and they put you at the top of the algorithm if you're using them right, obviously. So, okay, using decent filters. Okay, what I mean by that is there are a lot of crazy filters on Instagram now, as we know, like completely face altering filters, and they're fun. I've used them. I mean, I'm guilty of using them, but do I make them my everyday filter on my story? Absolutely not, because I want to show people my most natural, authentic me as much as possible. So yes, presets are awesome, and filters when it comes to your post as well. Don't like put them through a bunch of filters. Don't edit them or face tune your face to where it doesn't even look like you. Like, choose a preset and try to use that preset on your photos and be consistent, or choose two presets and kind of like alter between the two. I still am working on choosing a preset that like fits my style, and I want to like use all of them. But you'll notice if you go to someone's feed with a bunch of presets, it just doesn't look as cohesive. So make sure that you're choosing a preset that fits your style and that you're going to stick to, or alter between one or two. Okay, so angles do matter. I feel like I don't have to say too much on that. Like, we know what angles look good. And I'm not just talking about you whenever you're, posing for a picture, although I got this from Emily. I don't know where she got it from, but I remember we were taking photos all as a group, and somebody said, well, how do I pose? And Emily just said, just take up space. That's all you need to do. Take up space, but angle yourself good to take that space up. Okay, same thing goes for when you're taking a picture of a product, or if you're showing off a product and on a story and talking to let people know what this product does. Make sure that your nails don't look very nubby and like not attractive, because I mean, honestly, I hate to be nitpicky, but like that little stuff matters. And, show the product at a good angle. Same thing goes for when you take photos of yourself. What angles look good, and people look at that whenever they go to your feed. And yeah, angles do matter. Obviously, don't be, your nails always look decent, Emily, in your stories. Keep your grid pretty. It's the first thing people see. So the first 9 photos are, what people are going to scroll through on your actual Instagram page. So make sure that they're pretty. Make sure that they're not all selfies. Make sure that you're switching it up, making sure that it's a product or your sun or like the sunset or whatever. And make sure the captions are providing value and not just a quote. Okay. You can do quotes every now and then, but like having a long caption that actually provides value for someone is key. Post on stories at least 10 times a day. I love stories. I post on my stories way more than I post on my feed. My feed needs some work, I will say, but stories are key. And if you are not posting and being consistent, you are going to you're not going to show up first on people's like story list. So you need to make sure that the seed's constantly being planted and that you're being consistent with posting. Add captions to videos. This is a really big one because a lot of people are somewhere where they cannot have the audio on the video, i.e. work. So when you have a caption on your video that quickly goes over a summary of what you're talking about, that really helps with people like following along, because if they can't hear what you're saying and they're at work, they're just going to skip through. So making sure that you have a summary as your caption on the video. plan your content with Maggie's tips. Yes, always good. I am not the hugest planner ever. I'm kind of more like messy action, but I do plan from time to time. Planning is always going to be like your best friend. So if you can plan your content, that's ideal. But if you're like me and you're kind of messy action, or maybe Lauren, that works too. But just know that being more organized is going to make you more successful. Invest in content apps. So yes, they are money upfront or money weekly, monthly, whatever it is. It's worth it. Okay. It's an investment that is going to help your business and boost your engagement and make your content look pretty. So a couple of apps are Teza. I use that one like daily. Unfold, use it daily. Story Art, whatever, girls, drop your favorite app that you use for your Instagram. These are Canva's a good one. They literally have the templates for you. They make it so easy, and all you have to do is put pictures in and add text. So invest in those content creation apps. They're amazing. Okay, respond and engage daily. This is just a given. Like, okay, so responding to posts are awesome, but I will tell you what the game-changing thing is. This is the secret sauce. Responding to people's stories. It's quick, you get a fast reply, and it has completely changed the game with my interactions. Even if you think something in your head, because we all do, like, oh my God, like her hair looks really good today, or I really like her shoes. Like, tell that person that, respond to their story and let them know. Like, that is the key, is engaging to make that connection, to build that relationship and have them be a loyal friend and customer of yours. Okay, adding value every day. So this goes back to what Maggie was saying, making sure that you are sticking to your 3 to 9 pillars, and within those, like making sure that you are adding value to someone. And one way that you can kind of decipher that is stepping outside of yourself and looking at your stories and your feed at a consumer's level and asking yourself, like, would I buy from me? Would I want to be my friend? Would I want to have a conversation with me? Is this helpful? Those are things that I ask myself on a daily. Okay, so action over perfection. Action is always going to trump perfection, because perfection, I'll tell you, is going to be the lead to procrastination, and then you don't get shit done. So get being perfect out of your head for this, for any business. You do not have to be perfect. All you have to do is do it. And that is 95% action and 5% pretty. So that 5%, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, your effort is pretty. Whatever you do that makes your content you, like, that's pretty. Just know that. So just do it. Don't look at it and be like, oh, should I post this? Like, I don't know if it's like pretty enough. I'm an Enneagram 3. I'm an achiever. I have a lot of perfectionist qualities in me. I believe that's a 1. A 1 is a perfectionist. So me being an achiever and like having those, I had to overcome that a lot when I started my business, because I'm constantly sitting there like, is this good enough? Like, is this pretty enough? When I finally got over that mindset hurdle, like it was just so much easier to put content out there and have my customers flow to me. So action over perfection every single day. Okay, prove the haters wrong with your consistency. Whenever you start your business, people are waiting to watch you fail. It sucks, but it is what it is. Like, people are they just want to see you fail. And so whenever you're showing up daily and staying strong in their heads on their stories, like, you are going to prove them wrong with consistency. It's a broken record. It's like, stay consistent with your business, like on social media, do the stories, do the posts, but it works. Like, consistency is the secret sauce, and it works. So if you are just like getting the notion of, oh my gosh, I can't post this because of what someone's going to think about me or something, like, just do it anyway, because those people want to see you fail. And when they see you keep going, they're going to be like, okay, this bitch is serious. Like, she's serious about this business. And I kind of vibe with her. So I'm going to, like, reach out to her, start a conversation with her. So consistency matters. People see it. People are watching. And 80% of your social media should be you, and 20% of your product or of your services. So for example, I don't know if she's on here right now. but my injector, Rebecca, I get a lot like fillers and stuff because that's me and I'm all about enhancing and self-love. And like, if it makes you feel good, do it. So she's my injector and she wants to like be like bigger on social media. And she's been asking me for tips and tricks. And I've been telling her, this is what you need to do. And she's like, I have to show me, like, I have to like show like my life. And I was like, look, your services are in high demand already. So really you don't have to do like as much for as opposed to like a startup or like a growing, like fillers are in high demand these days. Like, I mean, it's just how it is. I said, if you start showing yourself behind the scenes, like people are going to be like drawn even more to you. Like, it's just how it goes. So 80% you and your life, 20% your product and service. People want to see you. They want to see the brand and they're going to buy from the brand, but you are behind the brand and there's nobody else like you. So know that no market is oversaturated because no one is you. So people want to connect with you. Yes. So people want connection before a sale. This is basically what I was saying. I think this is in the next slide, but when you are genuine with people and authentic, like that is what builds a connection, right? And once there's a connection, that's when the relationship sprouts and it's great. And you guys talk and you're going back and forth and you guys get to know each other. And that's when the trust and the loyalty comes in to wherever they're going to, want to purchase your products or purchase your services, and they are a lifetime customer. If there is trust and loyalty built, which can only be built through those three other things, relationship, connection, being authentic, it goes in order, like they are a lifetime customer. So before you post, ask yourself, am I proud of this? Is this a good representation of my brand? Is this what I want people to see of me? Did I provide value? Did I copy someone? Or is this unique? Because we all know that you can duplicate something if you see something that you like, but copying it completely is not you and it's just not genuine. And somebody's probably going to notice too that it's you not being yourself and it's not your content. So is this a good representation of my brand? This is so like, I can't believe I'm admitting this right now, but I'm being real. Last Sunday we had brunch, me and some girls, and me and another girl went out to bar hop a little bit and have fun. I didn't have my son. I was like, hell yeah, it's my Sunday. I ended up drinking a little too much and I ended up posting some content on social that I wouldn't have had I had been a little bit more sober. Guess what? I was embarrassed. When I sobered up, I was like, delete, delete, delete. Like, this is not the representation I want for my brand. Absolutely not. So just don't do that. And always ask yourself if this is a good representation. Am I being authentic and real? Obviously this leads into copying someone else, imposter syndrome, all the things. Like, you have to ask yourself if this is something that is you and a Mariah post or an Emily post, because if it's not real, somebody's going to notice and it's not you. And when it feels fake, it's going to come out as fake. So that is all I have, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. Okay, well, that was what we had for you guys tonight. I don't know if y'all have any questions that you want to drop in the chat box at all. But we would love if you guys would follow us on Instagram. We're all providing all kinds of different value all the time. Like I said, I'm in the social media tips and tricks world. Lauren's really great with like mom life and like mom finds and all those things. Maggie, she already told you what else she talks about her plants, her dogs, cooking. Maggie talks about literally everything. And then Mariah talks a lot about like what it's like to, live authentically in your own skin and being you and being okay with that. And then her story with like her relationships and her son and all those things. Everybody provides something a little bit different. So we would love if you guys would give us a follow. We'd love to connect with you, have some conversations with you guys. But other than that, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. Oh, it'll let me end the meeting.